right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachaha, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach you well. Shalom to the elect, the 144,000 first and foremost, pushing his truth in all sincerity in the four quarters of the earth. Lord willing, will be of that number. I'm your brother Tabari Yakwana, coming at you with another lesson video. Lord willing, it's edifying. Brothers put in the chat, actually the priest Tzion put in the chat a little history of Atlanta. You know, we're coming out of GMS Atlanta Church. So a little history of Atlanta. There's a town called Johnsontown. It was in, I believe, in the Buckhead area. It's up there by Phipps. If you're familiar with the area, Lenox. And it had been around for like 80 years prior to it being destroyed because of MARTA, because of a MARTA railing system. Like they couldn't find some kind of way. When you ride MARTA, man, MARTA goes through all kinds of towns and all kinds of neighborhoods. Like they prop it up. It's just a fucking railroad system. It doesn't take up much space. Goes straight, maybe, I don't know, maybe about 40 feet wide, and it just cuts through all kinds of neighborhoods. But they took the opportunity, and we know who they is, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, all right, and his powers that be took the opportunity to take down an established quote unquote black neighborhood. That's a byword. The scriptures speak of how we will be identified by the signs of the curses of Deuteronomy. One of the curses, or one of those identifiers, is that we will be identified as a byword. So Negro, Black, African American, African, Pan-African, Indian, Hispanic. These are bywords. That's not our nationality. We are the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right, and those scattered throughout the rest of the nations that may look like the nations. It's not a black or brown thing. It's a seed line thing. It's a lineage thing. But anyways, so they had this interviewer. She went to the Baptist church. I think it was called Zion, which is spiritual. And, she went straight to the black woman. That's what they do. They don't ever really, because the black man don't have no kind of power, man. What those scriptures speak about, a woman shall compass a man, a new thing in the earth. All right. And it's talking about the Israelite woman compassing the man. She's always got to voice her opinion. They prop her up, man. They put her, compass means to usurp the authority of. And the scriptures speak about that. That's against the scriptures, man. You're not supposed to usurp the head of the household, which is the Israelite man. His head is Yahweh Shai, and then on up to Yahweh. That's the divine order. All right. The man is over the woman. All right. Just like Yahweh Shai is over the man. All right. So, you got this quote unquote black neighborhood. Of course, they identify with being black because we discontinued from our heritage, and we didn't know who the hell we were, man. Black Africans, don't know. All right. But now we do. A remnant knows. All right. And this word is being pushed throughout the four quarters of the earth. So pretty much the whole world knows by way of the unicorn, which is the internet. Okay. All right. WWW, World Wide Web. There's a reason why we don't have to go to the obscure places in the world to push this truth. We use, the unicorn to do the heavy lifting for us. All right. And that's the Most High's technology, man. It was made for that purpose. So we do these epistles, these videos, these lessons, and through technology given to this devil Esau Edom on the left hand side to create and build through his technology, because the Lord is both. He's both, man. He deals with the left hand and the right hand, but all for his own purpose. But through that technology, this truth is disseminated throughout the whole four quarters of the world, man. All right. So anyway, you'd love to hear these old interviews, because Esau he put himself out there. You could hear like the little snide remarks and BS that come out of his pie hole, man. All right. He said, by their own definition, quote unquote, the poor black folks, they call themselves poor black folks, in their Sunday best, eating fried chicken and coconut cake. They love to say little, but that's all right, man. And at the end of the whole clip, you had the Jill Scott song, It's All Right. I don't know if that's the name of the song, but part of the lyric was like, it's all right, man, because we understand why we're here in this low position, and we understand why you do the things that you do, you so-called white man, which you're not white, you're red, because your blood shows forth through your skin. All right, there's no such thing as a nation of white people or a nation of black people. Those are just colors, and that's a social construct that you made up to confuse the people and control them at the same time. You get more control through confusion. You don't. Well, there's a saying: you don't know where you're from, you don't know where you're going, man. And that's exactly what our people are at right now. Ox knoweth his master, the ass, and the ass his master's crib, but my people do not know, man. All right, as the scriptures roughly say. So, we're just getting into that, man. It was interesting to see that there was a whole Jaketown, which is not surprising because Lake Lanier was built on the Jaketown. None of this is passed down. It's hardly passed down. Like, people don't really have the stories, man, because it's all by design, man. When you don't have when you don't have no order in your family structure, shit don't get passed down. Knowledge gets cut off. And that's just a couple little towns in the state of Georgia, man. Jake is all over this place, man. All over Babylon the Great, man. You can only imagine how many towns this devil has uprooted, so to speak. So let me get to these scriptures, man. Salaki for that long winded. Is the book of Psalms, chapter 28 and verse 3. Draw me not away with the wicked. Who's the wicked? Esau, Edom, so-called white man. And with the workers of iniquity. Iniquity is sin upon sin, man. This is what the so-called white man does, man. He casts the law of the Most High behind him, and he's just rebellious, man. That's in his nature. That's his program. All right, which speak peace to their neighbors. Yeah, he's a fork-tongued devil. Even the Gadites, which are so-called Native Americans, express that, man. And you can see that through all the thousands of broken treaties that this devil has, gifted them, so to speak, over the years, man. You can see that right now with the what's going on in the Middle East right now. Oh, we're going to have a ceasefire. Oh, no, we're not. Yes, we are. Oh, no, we're not. We're not. Peace right now. Okay, chill. No, more bombs. No. He's a bloody and deceitful man, as the scriptures speak on, man. Woe to him, man. Woe meaning destruction. And that's what we pray for, man. We pray against our enemies, man. We know who our enemy is. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are disillusioned, and you're weak, and you're scared, and you suffer from Stockholm syndrome. You love the so-called white man. You trust in the shadow of Egypt. Okay. Hey, but those that cleave to this devil, they're gonna be thrust through with the sword too. They're gonna get just what this devil's gonna get. The sword, and they're not gonna get slavery, but they're gonna get the sword. They're gonna be destroyed. All right. It says, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their hearts. Right. This devil, what do you say? Though he cometh crouching, beware of him. Okay. All right. Verse 4. It says, give them according to their deeds and according to the wickedness of their endeavors. Give them after the work of their hands. Render to them their desert. God, you see? So that's what we're looking for, man, the big payback. Let's read that in the NLT. Give them the punishment they so richly deserve. Measure it out in proportion to their wickedness. Pay them. That's why they're going to get double, because their wickedness is so strong and so prolific that they're going to get double. They're going to get double the payback that we got, that cup that we had to drink. Okay, pay them back for all their evil deeds. Give them a taste of what they done to others. And it's not just the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, though we catch the brunt of all of that, but they do it across the whole world, man. Even to the other nations. But the other nations, man, they're gonna get their just due too. They're gonna be captives in our kingdom too. Let's grab that too, man. Brother put it in the chat. Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. We were led here, cargo slave ships. Some of us were already here. Northern Kingdom was already here, put in captivity, slaving for sugar cane and gold and resources. All right. Yeah, you touched the apple of the Lord's eye, man. That's just not, oh, we conquered. No, you touched the Lord's people, and you knew you was touching the Lord's people. All right. The Lord's nation that he chose one nation. It says, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So we wait patiently upon the Lord to do these things. All right. To avenge us. We don't give a fuck about this devil, man. What are y'all talking about? Man. All right. This is Revelation 6 and verse 10. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? Right. So that's our patience, man. We patiently wait for that vengeance, the Lord's vengeance. Romans 12:19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. That's right. So the Lord's going to do the repaying, man. So all you nations, Psalm 83 goes into it. Y'all going to get your recompense for putting your hands on the Lord's people. All right. So Lord willing, I was edifying, giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Shem Yahweh, Shabbat, Shem, Shalom.